Elon Musk happens to be the signal entrepreneur of our time. Is a person who's been successful in a wide variety of enterprises, all of which have made the world a significantly better place. Tesla has made the world a better place with its electric vehicles. They're awesome. SpaceX is doing unbelievable work in getting us to other planets, and also obviously launching things like Starlink, which is a transformative technology that allows the entire world to be wired up to the extent that basically Ukraine probably would have lost the war against Russia in the first couple of weeks if it had not been for Starlink. And Elon Musk is also obviously the person who bought X, which has opened up free speech spaces. So over the weekend, SpaceX did something truly unbelievable. And this is just cool stuff. I'm sorry, if you believe in humanity, if you believe that human beings are an incredibly cool species, and when we put our minds to things in innovative and entrepreneurial ways, we can do unbelievable stuff, you just got to be impressed by this. It is so damned cool. So over the weekend, the Falcon Super Heavy booster, which is the largest booster ever launched, it's like twice the size of Saturn V. It was launched into the air. The goal was, and this is something that Elon's been working on for a while, is to be able to use the first stage boosters again. So typically speaking, after you launch a rocket, there's a separation between some of the boosters that are on the back end of the rocket, and then it's really only the tip of the rocket that makes it, which is the payload, that makes it into space. And that's where you release all the satellites, for example. That's what goes into orbit. Okay, but the early stage boosters, which are the things that are filled with the fuel that gets the thing to space, those drop off and they fall back down to Earth. And for decades, they fell back down into the ocean. Maybe they were salvaged, maybe they weren't. Very, very expensive because it meant you basically had to build de novo every single time you want to make a rocket. So Elon and SpaceX decided they were going to try to make it so that these first stage boosters were able to return to their site of origin and then to be reused, which is incredibly cost effective, way more cost effective than what was happening making these things fresh. So over the weekend, they launched this Falcon Super Heavy booster. Okay, this thing weighs 250 tons. Okay, 250 tons. It is a very, very, very large rocket. And this 250-ton rocket goes up in the air, and then it is brought back down into what is called the Mechazilla. You know, one of the things that's fun about Elon is that he names all of his stuff cool things that kids would like. So my son is super into this. My 8-year-old, he loved this. He watched this like 10 times yesterday. So the idea is that the super heavy booster is going to come down and is going to be caught by the Mechazilla, which is essentially a tower that has horizontal chopsticks attached to it, and they catch the super heavy booster. Okay, so they have to take this thing that is dropping at half the speed of sound. They have to slow it down. It's 20 stories high, by the way. They have to slow it down. They have to bring it in at an angle sufficient so that the problem with just having it land is that it's so heavy it'll fall over. So instead, they construct this tower that has chopsticks attached to it. The chopsticks are going to catch it directly out of the air. Okay, here's what this looks like. So you can see it's burning and it's hovering. They make the rocket hover. It's so damn cool.
We can see those chopsticks now.
Okay, and it approaches the tower. It literally slows down in the air. This thing is 20 stories high. This is a building. Okay, and here come the chopsticks. The chopsticks are closing around it. That is so cool. And then it just stops there, right? And it's caught, so it can be reused. Mechazilla has caught the super heavy. That is so freaking cool. It's so cool. Listen, we all have busy schedules. I'm flying around the country for work. I'm constantly on the go. Got to keep my health at its very best. I exercise. I try to get enough sleep. I eat okay. Balance of nature fits right into my day-to-day. Imagine trying to eat 31 different fruits and veggies every day. Well, that sounds awful. With Balance of Nature fruits and veggies, there's never been a more convenient dietary supplement to ensure you get a wide variety of fruits and veggies daily. Balance of Nature takes fruits and veggies, they freeze-dry them, they turn them into a powder, and then they put them into a capsule. You take your fruit and veggie capsules every day, and your body knows precisely what to do with them. It's kosher, which means I can just pop it right in that protein smoothie, which is why I'm ripped beyond all recognition. Go to balanceofnature.com, use promo code Shapiro for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Plus, get that free bottle of fiber and spice. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Shapiro. Again, when it comes to eating the fruits and the veggies, very difficult to get the share that you need in every single day. Balance of Nature can help you with that. Take it off of your to-do list. Go to balanceofnature.com, use promo code Shapiro, get 35% off your very first order as a preferred customer, and you get that free bottle of fiber and spice. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Shapiro to get started today. Fair to say Elon is a lion. Okay, but we have a society made up of scavengers. And so you have DOJ coming after SpaceX. Okay, that's been going on for a while here. Since August of 2023, the Justice Department has been suing SpaceX for discriminating against asylees and refugees in hiring. They weren't hiring enough people who were on temporary protected status or something. SpaceX failed to fairly consider applications submitted by asylees and refugees. They repeatedly rejected asylee and refugee applicants because of their citizenship status. SpaceX hired only U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents from September 2018 to September 2020. These are the scavengers. Tear down SpaceX because they didn't hire enough people with temporary protected status. Illegal immigrants claiming asylum, some of them. That is the Biden DOJ. Absolute scavengers. Take the successful and tear them down. Make the world an actively worse place because you just don't like Elon Musk. And if you don't believe me, they're doing the same thing in California. According to Politico, California officials cite Elon Musk's politics in rejecting SpaceX launches. State officials cited Musk's antics in rejecting SpaceX's plan to launch more rockets off the central California coast. Quote, Elon Musk's tweet about the presidential election and spreading falsehoods about Hurricane Helene are endangering his ability to launch rockets off California's central coast. The California Coastal Commission on Thursday rejected the Air Force's plan to give SpaceX permission to launch up to 50 rockets a year from Vandenberg Air Force Base in Santa Barbara County. Commissioner Gretchen Newsom, no relationship to either Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer, which means that Tom Wolfe wrote this person's name. Elon Musk is hopping about the country, spewing and tweeting political falsehoods and attacking FEMA while claiming his desire to help the hurricane victims with free Starlink access to the internet. The agency's commissioners, appointed by the governor and legislative leaders, voted 6-4 to reject the Air Force's plan over concerns that all SpaceX launches would be considered military activity, shielding the company from having to acquire its own permits, even if military payloads aren't being carried. And again, they're relying on the fact that he did the mean tweets. These are the scavengers, man. They don't like the politics of the guy who's changing the world with some of the most incredible technology in human history because he does mean tweets. And so they're rejecting permits for him. This dude is radically redesigning incredible large swaths of American life, including, by the way, auto driving. If you've tried the new auto drive on Tesla, you basically don't have to drive anymore. You type in your location. I have it on my Tesla. You type in the location and it drives you to where you're going. Why does that matter? It doesn't matter necessarily in terms of personal commuting, but you want to bring down costs. You know, it's an amazing way to do that. Automated giant trucks driving the road, which are much safer than human driving. Like, all this is amazing, but he's got the wrong politics. Got to tear him down. Meanwhile, again, you have Donald Trump who's out there saying, you know what? We're going to make Elon the secretary of cost cutting. You tell me which party is for entrepreneurship and innovation and which party is trying to tear it down in the name of social justice equity nonsense.
He's a great business guy, and he's a great cost cutter. You've seen that. And he said, I could cut costs without affecting anybody.
So he will be in the cabinet?
Not in the cabinet. He doesn't want to be in the cabinet. He just wants to be in charge of cost cutting. We'll have a new position, Secretary of Cost Cutting.
I mean, again, one party wishes to elevate people like Elon Musk, and one party wishes to tear them down in the name of what? Equity? In the name of proper politically correct politics? Absolutely pathetic stuff. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.